Hey everyone, when we talk about AI, it's easy to think of sci-fi stuff, right? Like futuristic robots or, I don't know, chatbots writing poetry. But the real story, the one that's happening right now, is that AI already has a day job, a really important one. It's quietly working behind the scenes, totally shaking up the industries we rely on every single day. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that hidden revolution.
All right, so let me ask you something. What could your phone service and, say, your favorite t-shirt possibly have in common? I mean, on the surface, they're from totally different universes, right?
Well, the answer is AI. There's this quiet but seriously powerful AI revolution happening right under our noses. And it's not the flashy stuff that gets all the headlines. Nope. This is about AI fundamentally rewiring the bedrock industries that make our modern lives possible. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to dive into what this real-world job for AI actually looks like. First, we'll check out how it's basically predicting the future for telecom companies. Then we'll switch gears and see how it's using data to design the clothes you wear. And to wrap it all up, we'll connect the dots and see why this is all part of something bigger, the predictive revolution.
Okay, let's kick things off with telecom. For these massive companies, AI is sparking a huge identity shift. It's turning them from reactive firefighters into proactive fortune tellers, and that's a really big deal.
Now, to really get why this is so huge, you got to understand something called operational drag. Just think of it as that super costly gap in time between when a problem happens and when it finally gets fixed. And in the industry, they live and die by two key metrics here. Mean time to detect, that's how long it takes to even realize something's wrong, and mean time to resolve, which is, how long it takes to actually fix it.
So why does any of this matter? We'll get this. According to Gartner, network downtime costs, on average, $5,600 a minute. That's insane. We're talking over 300 grand an hour just gone. For these companies, time isn't just money. It's a straight-up financial black hole.
And this is where you can really see the massive difference. The old way, it was all reactive firefighting. A network goes down, alarms start screaming, and a bunch of engineers have to frantically dig through a mountain of alerts to figure out what broke. The result? High repair times, crazy expensive outages, and of course, a lot of angry customers. But the new way, that's the predictive fortune telling. AI is analyzing all that data 24/7 to predict failures before they even happen. That means they can do proactive fixes, which leads to way higher reliability.
So how does this AI fortune telling actually work in practice? Well, the AI is basically a pattern-finding machine on steroids. It can predict when your service quality is about to dip before your call drops. It can see bandwidth congestion coming and prevent those annoying slowdowns before they start. It can even pinpoint the exact piece of hardware that's on the verge of failing so it can be replaced ahead of time. And the results are just staggering. Look at the South Korean telecom giant KT. They rolled out an AI system that slashed their fault detection time by a whopping 70%.
And of course, the impact on the business itself is huge. It's simple, right? A more reliable network means happier customers. And happier customers, well, they stick around. By bringing in these AI systems, companies can cut down on customer churn, that's just the fancy term for customers leaving, by something like 20 to 30%. In a market this competitive, that's not just a nice-to-have, it's a massive competitive edge.
Ultimately, it all comes back to speed. Because AI can predict and diagnose problems automatically, these tools can slice that mean time to resolve in half. And remember, when every single minute is costing you thousands of dollars, cutting that time by 50% isn't just a small efficiency boost. It's an absolute financial game changer.
All right, so from telecom, let's jump to a totally different universe, the apparel industry. And you're going to see how that exact same idea of predictive power is shaking things up here too. For designers, it's all about moving from relying just on gut instinct and intuition to backing it up with some serious intelligence.
Now, this is a really important point. This is not about replacing human designers. Not at all. I love this quote. It says AI acts as a co-pilot. And that's the perfect way to think about it. It's there to enhance a designer's own expertise and their intuition, not to replace it. It's like giving them creative superpowers.
So the entire design process is getting a major facelift. First up, trend forecasting. AI can scan everything from TikTok to the Paris runways to search data and figure out what's going to be the next big thing with, over 90% accuracy. Then you have AI co-creation. A designer can just type a prompt, something like a futuristic trench coat, and boom, they get dozens of photorealistic concepts in seconds. Next, before a single piece of fabric is ever cut, they use virtual simulations to test the fit on 3D avatars.
And finally, all this opens the door to hyper-personalization, creating designs that are tailored to your unique body and style.
And at the core of this whole new system is this really cool concept, the digital twin. What is that? It's basically a single, super high-fidelity 3D model of a garment. And this isn't just a picture. It becomes the one source of truth for everyone. The design team, the factory, the marketers, they're all working off the exact same digital model. This just shatters the old silos and speeds the whole process up like you wouldn't believe.
And the impact here is incredible, and it goes in two directions. It's way smarter for the business, and it's way better for the planet. Think about it. By getting the design perfect in the digital world first, brands can slash the need for physical samples by up to 95%. That means less fabric waste, up to 20% less. And since the fit is better, you see fewer customer returns, a drop of up to 40%. It creates a system that isn't just more profitable, but also a heck of a lot more sustainable.
Okay, so we've seen AI as a fortune teller for phone networks and as a creative co-pilot for fashion designers. Two totally different fields, right? But now let's zoom out and pull on the common thread here, because it's all part of this bigger predictive revolution.
When you do step back, the pattern is crystal clear, and it pops up everywhere. In telecom, the old problem was reactive downtime. The new AI solution, predictive maintenance. In apparel, the old problem was guesswork based on intuition. The new solution, predictive trend forecasting. The source material even points to the fertilizer industry, moving from messy logistics to AI-optimized supply chains. It's the same story, just in a different industry. This pattern is universal.
And this, right here, is the absolute core of this revolution. For decades, companies have been sitting on mountains of data. It was just a passive byproduct of doing business. It just sat in a server somewhere. But AI changes all that. It transforms that dormant data into what is arguably the company's single most valuable asset for making smarter, faster, predictive decisions.
So, what's the bottom line for you in all of this? Why should you care? Well, because it all translates into real, tangible benefits in your own life. It means more reliable services, right? Fewer dropped calls and network outages. It means better products, clothes that actually fit you properly and are on trend. It means we're creating less waste in our industries, which is good for everyone, and it all points to a future with much greater personalization, where the things we buy and use are actually made for us.
Look, this hidden revolution is really just getting warmed up. We're at the very beginning. Which, of course, leaves us with one massive question to chew on. If AI can already predict when a cell tower is going to fail and what we're all going to be wearing next season, what on earth is it going to predict next?